We're going to talk about the 4 different corners of dog training, and I'm doing this in my car as I'm driving because it helps me focus. And the last video I did, people were saying that they were getting dizzy and they felt like they were going to puke. So I'm going to cut it down very basic, very quick, very short. The 4 styles, the 4 corners, the 4 whatever you want to call it. On your far left corner, we have the all positive dog training system, which is food motivated, which is a big taboo. You're not allowed to touch the dog negatively. You're not allowed to poke the dog. You're not allowed to confront the dog. You're not allowed to challenge the dog because it can be deemed negatively association. Okay, that's fine. That's their beliefs. We're going to respect them. We're going to understand that that method has its place in the world, and it is extremely effective when used properly, and it is a great tool. And you know what? For the record, this is how I was introduced to dog training, was with food and a clicker. Then we have your positive dog training, which is not all positive, but positive dog training does not consist of any type of negative reinforcement. For the record, let's be very strict, let's be very for the fact, and let's stick to the point. So positive dog training is different than all positive, but again, there is no leash and collar correction in positive dog training. There is body manipulation, but again, the problem is there is no challenge. There is no, you've done something wrong, this is how we're going to do it better. So we're going to leave it at that. Then you have your balanced dog training, which is kind of the perfect world because it's balanced. We have praise, we have correction, and then we have stability. Stability is in the middle, praise is on the left, and correction's on the right. When the correction happens, we go back down to the middle and then we praise to bring it as an equal balance. When the dog does something not okay, we condition it motivationally. We can use food. We're not limiting ourselves not to use food. But if the dog doesn't do it properly, it won't get to food. And we might use a little bit of correction, compulsion, body manipulation, a gentle persuasion, balanced form of communication, touch, whatever you would like to call it to make yourself feel better. You can call it whatever you'd like. But there is a physical reprimand, let's be clear. And that's where the all positive people have a problem with the balanced dog training world. Okay, so they don't like how we touch the dog. I think it's very important that we show them that we are not the compulsion dog trainers. You know, I'm the first one to advocate against the compulsion dog trainer. We've evolved a long way, even in the last 15 years, to understand that there is no room for aggressive style, domination, fear tactic, your dog's listening to you because it's literally scared of not listening because it's scared of getting popped. I agree. That form of training is very effective, but it's a fear-based system, which the all-positive world has every right to be upset about. But what's happening is, because the balanced world uses correction, because we use the same language, but a different technique, there seems to be a communicational issue, which is causing great rage, and it's a friggin' battle. It's a war, and it's an online war, but it needs to be exposed. So there's a couple trainers who are making videos, and I'm one of them, and I'm a balanced dog trainer, and I believe that it's okay to manipulate a dog as long as the correction is not based upon an emotional upheaval, as long as the correction is not done in a sadistic, disgusting fashion. A correction shouldn't be to scare the dog. It shouldn't be to make the dog cower. It should be at the level of escalation and intensity on a case-by-case system per dog, depending on the level of control that you're looking to get to. So the way you would pop a Bichon Frise would be different than you'd pop a Rottweiler, and the way you would pop a Red Zone Pit Bull would be completely different than you would pop a scared dog that has post-traumatic stress. And you would still pop a dog that has scared post-traumatic stress, but you would pop it at a different intensity, and the pop wouldn't be to shut down the aggressive behavior. The pop would be to condition the urge to flight away, to recondition the brain not to be in that state of mind. So there are 20 different reasons why we would pop a dog. And if anyone's really curious on how we pop a dog, I'm going to start posting some videos how we pop a dog when it's barking, how we pop a dog when it's pulling, how we can communicate with the leash and collar with a pop. But it's done tactfully, humanely, and at the most important thing, it's going to blow your mind when you see how effective a pop can be when it's done in a controlled, forgiving, respectable manner. For all positive dog trainers out there, I respect what you do, but please respect what we do as balanced dog trainers. And yes, I will be the first one to apologize for ranting and screaming at you. I will be the first one to apologize for using a clicker and, not letting you get 2 cents in as I'm just clicking away. But I use food too. But I use food differently than you. I use food to distract my dog. I use food to entrap my dog. I don't use food to bribe my dog. Please understand, not all dogs are going to respond to an all positive method. And clearly not all dogs are going to respond to a full compulsion style method. But all dogs will respond to positive dog training, and all dogs will respond to balanced dog training. I think it's time that we communicate clearly, understand where we all come from, respect each other, and not tell people that their dog can't be trained unless they're willing to expand their educational mindset that we must work together in the community and teach dogs that there's different methods for different dogs. And not all dogs are the same. And we shouldn't write off dogs. We shouldn't say, hey, we're an all positive rescue. This dog's aggressive. We shouldn't give it to this person because we don't want him to pop the dog. But we shouldn't euthanize these dogs because they are untrainable using that system. It's kind of like saying that, you have a dog that's aggressive and you've tried using compulsion. Not a balanced method. You went to a trainer that was hard on your dog. You felt the guy was hard on your dog. You felt that the dog was nervous with that compulsion trainer. Fine. That doesn't mean that a positive method won't work for that dog. If the dog has lost trust in you, you can most definitely use food to build that trust. But when you give that food, make sure that dog understands you're giving him the food and that he's not taking the food from you. There's a big difference between giving food and letting a dog take food. I'm going to apologize one more time. I'm a very passionate person. I care a lot about what I do. And sometimes I'm over the top. Sometimes I push buttons. But that's because I'm trying to hold everybody accountable. I hold myself accountable. But here's the thing. I'm not here to be your friend. But I am here to respect you. And it's a new day. And we all deserve second chances. Just like dogs do. So let's all work together. Let's stick to the facts. And let's figure out a way that we can change the mindset of these fanatic, radical compulsion trainers to bring it down a notch. And then we can take these all positive people and allow them to come into our world without them fearing that we're going to intimidate them, abuse them, or what's the word I should use here? Judge them for them being extra sensitive. But I think if we expand and open ourselves up in a balanced way, in a non-confrontational way, we can seriously do great goodness, combining our love for the dog. And I know this is a 10-minute video, but I'm done fighting a war. I'm about rebuilding a nation. Fighting a war wasn't getting anywhere. We were losing the point. Let's stick to the facts. All positive people love dogs. Positive people love dogs. Balanced dog trainers love dogs. Those extreme compulsion trainers, somewhere down the line, they do love dogs, but they are completely misguided. I'd rather you give your dog treats until he blows up than you pop the shit out of your dog and he not understand I'd rather you do that. But please, look for balanced dog training. Understand that there's hope out there for every dog. There's a method out there that every dog will adhere to. But some dogs need to be put down. If they're kid killers, they gotta go. But if a dog's aggressive because he's under-socialized, that doesn't mean he needs to be euthanized. That means he needs to be rehabilitated. He needs to go to a place where he can live there with other dogs that have that type of problem. But we need to work together. We need to somehow expand our resources, except of trying to rehome as many dogs as possible. My name is Tom Majuri, and I'm from the Canine Dojo. And I've decided to take a new approach to my business, to the way I communicate with people, and the way I talk to people. But I will not tolerate ignorance. But I will be here to listen to what you have to say. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you've watched the end of this video. But truly, this is the most important 11 minutes of my life. But we need to do this, because the only people that are suffering are the dogs that are not being helped because we're too egotistical, too proud, too ignorant to listen to what somebody else has to say. And I'm only as good as I am as good, because I have a lot of friends that are positive trainers, and I have a lot of friends that are balanced trainers. And we all should respect each other. Thank you for watching this video. Thanks again. And remember, it's all about the dogs. Have a great day.